Hey, this is Ebony, and I am trying to get back into the flow of YouTube. If you haven't watched my most recent update video, it's been a very busy time for me. Among other things, I've been able to resign from my corporate job and pursue my lifelong goal of being a full-time entrepreneur. Um, so I did that back in June, um, and it's been an amazing journey. I also just recently found out, my husband and I just recently found out that we are expecting a little one. Actually, I left my job in June, and it was a few weeks later when we found out we were pregnant. We had been, we had talked for a while about expanding our family and growing our family, um, but we didn't really put a timetable on it. So, needless to say, the pregnancy was not exactly planned, but it's still a blessing. And we are very excited and consider ourselves very blessed. Um, but yeah, so as of right now, I am 21 weeks pregnant. We are due in January, expecting a little boy. Um, so this will be baby number 3 for us, and we are happy. Um, so, with that being said, of course, I still am an It Works distributor, but because I'm pregnant, that definitely limits the products that I'm able to use. So right now, the products, and if you are pregnant, um, you would want to consult your distributor so they can talk to you about what products you're able to use. But just so you know, generally speaking, the skincare line is what we recommend for pregnant women. So for me, I'm limited to the skincare for the most part. However, that's also a really good thing because the one thing that I've struggled with during my pregnancy is my skin. I haven't had any type of insane morning sickness. Um, I've had some serious fatigue that just completely took me out of the game for a few months. But my skin has been, I mean, I for a while I felt like I was back in high school, 15 or 16 years old, the way I was dealing with breakouts and oily skin. So I wanted to talk to you about my pregnancy skincare regimen. Now, yes, I'm a distributor, but I don't really want to talk about our products. But I will let you know what I use from our product line and how it's benefited me. Now, for a period of time, I had ran clean out of all of our products, and I was using some of our old department store brands that we had around the house just to get rid of it. So I remember I was at my in-laws' house one day, um, and I love my in-laws, by the way. My mother-in-law and my father-in-law, absolutely adore them. But I remember sitting with my mother-in-law, and she looked at me and she was like, "What is going on with your face?" She was like, "Do you have a rash? Did you take something? Do you have an allergic reaction to something?" And I was so sensitive. At the time, we didn't know that I was pregnant, but I was so sensitive because I was feeling the same way. Like, what is going on with my face? Like, that should have let me know right then that maybe something else was, happening on the inside. But when she said that, it just really kind of hurt my feelings. And I was like, I got to get this under control. Of course, a few days later, I found out I was pregnant. Um, but the very first thing I did was go back to my It Works facial cleanser. I've done a review on this before. I absolutely love this cleanser gel. Um, my mother-in-law, oddly enough, is in love with it too. But prior to using the It Works cleanser brand, the It Works brand cleanser, I should say, we use things like Clinique and other department store brands. But once we got hooked onto this, we stopped buying everything else because this just gets my face squeaky clean, but it doesn't leave your skin feeling dry, and it's good for all skin types as well. So this is what I use. This is part of my daily regimen for cleansing my face. I also use the exfoliating peel. Now, I haven't figured out why they call it a peel yet, especially because it's more of a scrub. But I use this on maybe once or twice a week um, for the purpose of exfoliating. But again, this is not a video about the It Works products. I did just want to include that though, so you know what I use on a daily basis. But what has helped me the most in clearing up my skin and dealing with pregnancy related acne or just, there's my little one, skin issues, period, have been masks. So what I have here is the Peter Thomas Roth brand, and this is the Irish Moor Mud mask. And I got this from Sephora. It's about $60. But then there's also this here. And this is going to be a DIY for you. So this is your bentonite clay or Indian healing clay, as others will call it. Either way, it's the same thing. This jar, and you can see the size difference here. This jar only cost me $8. It comes in a powdered formula, or a powdered mixture, I should say. And what you would want to do is mix this with some brand of organic and raw apple cider vinegar. I've used both the Bragg's brand as well as Trader Joe's, and I've had pretty much the same result with both. So I would recommend either one of those. But I realized with my skin that I really needed to do some deep cleaning, especially for my pores, open up my pores and whatever was going on. I figured that that would be how I would be able to restore my skin back to something that was clear and just wasn't constantly breaking out. And, you know, kind of give me a little bit of my self-esteem back, because it had got to the point where, you know, I was just piling on foundation, just trying to cover it up, and there was nothing that was working for me. So this has definitely restored a lot of my confidence as far as my skin is concerned. So what's the difference between the two? Well, like I said, with this is going to be a DIY. You would mix it with some raw apple cider vinegar. A little goes a long way, and this is going to last you. This container here is going to last you a long time. What I like about this is that it can also be used for other things. Although I'm currently rocking a sew-in as a protective style, I still am natural. And before I had my sew-in, I would use this also as a hair mask. And it's really good at restoring or maintaining moisture for naturals. So this has multi-purpose use. It's a lot cheaper, and it's DIY. So if you're one of those types that likes to make your own thing, you know, this is a good option. Now this, like I said, I got it from Sephora. It was $60. Don't tell my husband. It is made from volcanic ash, so it has, you know, charcoal elements in it. It is black in color. What I do appreciate is that though it's black in color, it's not staining. So if you're using like white towels or what have you, I have found that my white towels come clean in the wash. I haven't had any issues like that. Both are for deep cleaning for your pores, deep cleansing. Now, I'm going to read just directly from here. It's for purifying, refining, decongesting your pores. It's a hydrating mask, so forth and so on. Now, as far as how they compare to each other and, you know, what they do for your skin and the end result, I have found that both of them do exactly what they say, what they're supposed to do. They really help to improve the condition of my skin. Now, I've been using this pretty much exclusively for the past month, but the reason is simply because convenience. So if you're someone who just really needs a mask that you just, you know, scoop it out the jar, put it on your face, and that's it, I would recommend this one over this. Um, I like this, don't get me wrong, but it just is really, I really have to prepare myself to use it. When you apply this one, it is a clay mask, so it's going to harden on your face. And what it does, once you apply it and it hardens, you will feel a pulsating. I guess, it's getting into your pores, opening up your pores or what have you. Taking this one off is a lot, there's a lot more involved. Um, for me, what I do is once I apply this to my face, I usually get a hot um, face towel, and for as much as I can tolerate it, I'll just put it over my face to try to soften the clay, and it just makes it a lot easier to wipe the clay off at that point. But this is definitely more messy, not in a bad way, but because it's only clay, so this is also not staining or damaging. Um, it's a lot messier, and removing it, there's just a lot more hassle, if you will, to removing it. This, on the other hand, um, right out the jar, you just apply it. A little goes a long way. Although this one was more expensive, um, I expect it to last a long time. I used this the first month or so that I've been using it. I would do it 3 times a week. Within the last couple of weeks, I've gone down to just once a week. So either way, I would suggest doing a mask at least once a week, but some can be used up to 2 to 3 times per week. However, I'm satisfied with the results that I've gotten from both of them, as far as it came to helping me to battle, because that's what I felt like it was, a straight up battle um, with the acne. Now, I will say, now whether you're pregnant or not, it's so important that you stick to a skincare regimen, and it's something that you are doing on a regular basis. I'll admit that prior to having these breakouts since I've been pregnant, I was very lax with my skincare regimen. But when you are feeling like you're, almost embarrassed to show your face, um, that motivates you to get back on your game and do what you're supposed to do. So, in addition to using a mask on a weekly basis, at least a weekly basis, I use my cleanser in the morning and in the evening. I exfoliate once a week. I also do regular steam treatments. So basically, you would just get a large pot, put some water in it, boil it on the stove, and once the water comes to a boil and you see the steam is rising, take it off the stove and just kind of lean your face over the pot with a towel to kind of trap in that steam. If you're able to tolerate it, perhaps 1 or 2 drops of an essential oil. I like something that has mint in it because it helps to also clean or drain my sinuses at the same time. But I like the feel, and it helps to open your pores and really eliminate all of that oil and dirt and whatnot that's been clogged up in your pores. So I have a day where I do my steaming, I do my scrub, I do a mask, and of course I'm cleansing on a daily basis. Also, water. I mean, that, especially being pregnant, but in general, water is such a crucial component of health, period. But especially to having beautiful skin that always has this glow and looking fresh faced, you want to make sure you're drinking enough water. So I really had to get back on the ball with that. And what I've started doing is, warm water or room temperature water with lemon in it as well. So I attribute the combination of all those things with really helping me to get my acne under control. But these, of adding a facial mask, the element of a facial mask, I really have to highlight these as also being key components as well. So I'm going to wrap that up here, and I look forward to sitting down in front of the camera again and really just sharing more of my journey being pregnant, being a full-time entrepreneur now, being a full-time wife and mom. It's been a very challenging, very rewarding, but I've learned so many lessons along the way, and I'm just excited to be able to help others and just talk to others about what I do and how they can do similar as well. So you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.